Hey, welcome to Live from Dennis's house. Today we're going to be doing Monterey Pop Festival, which took place this week in 1967, June 16th, 17th, and 18th. And the album that I'm going to be doing is Monterey Pop Historic Performances featuring Otis Redding and Jimi Hendrix Experience. So, for any new time viewers, I just want to let you know that I am the foremost authority on pretty much everything. So if you need anything clarified, just feel free to ask, and I will answer that for you. Just like I cleared up the sauce versus gravy controversy, I can clear up anything. So just ask. There's a lot of exciting stuff going on. The show is going to be on hiatus for the summer, so next week's episode is going to be the season finale. So maybe I'll do some sort of cliffhanger or some dream sequence or something like that. I don't know yet, but we'll stay tuned for that. And the exciting news is that I have joined forces with a radio station, 474 The Mix. And I'm going to be on the radio now. The show is going to be on the radio, so that'll be very exciting. And I don't know where this will go or what's going to happen with it, but I want to say it's all because of you guys. Well, it's mostly because of me, but I want to thank anyone who's ever come on the show, every guest who's ever been on, anyone who's ever supported me, and anyone who didn't, go F yourself. So it's very exciting. 474 The Mix. It's a great radio station. And, we're going to do a lot of stuff there. And, I'll give you the more details when I know the exact time and date that I'm going to be on. But it'll definitely be this summer, in July. And it's very easy. You go to 474themix.com, and bam, you're listening to music right then and there. That's all you got to do. Oh, I don't know how. I don't want to hear nothing like that. I need you guys. You supported me, so I definitely need you now. It's all about the ratings, So, if you guys listen, then I'll get more shows, and I'll get a permanent slot, or, see whatever happens. But, so it's very easy, anywhere at home on a computer, 474themix.com, and you're listening to music. And if you want to listen into your car, or anywhere in your house, at the beach, anywhere, you just get your cell phone and you go here. I'll give you the link, and you just click on Android, iPhone, or BlackBerry, and bam, you're listening to music right then and there. Simple as that. Bam, look at that. You're listening to music already. Bam, boom, bang. And it could Corey Apple. Who has a BlackBerry anymore anyway? You should get an iPhone, everybody. So, anyway, that's going to be very exciting, and the radio show is actually going to be better than the TV show, because I'm going to prepare for this, and I'm going to be very funny, and it's going to be streamlined, no dilly-dallying. It's just going to be bam, 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 all the hits, nothing but the hits. And I actually have a special co-host for the radio show, too. It's a very special co-host. It's going to be Cha-Cha Ferriola from Brooklyn, New York. It's very funny. So, a lot to take in there. So, all right. So let's talk a little about Monterey Pop here, because we're running out of time. So Monterey Pop took place in Monterey, California, in 1967, June. It was the first big rock festival. Now, I'm not sure where Monterey, California is, but I think it's near Rancho Cucamonga. I don't really know if it is or not. I just like saying Rancho Cucamonga. Isn't that fun to say? Say it with me now. Rancho Cucamonga. So, I would like to live in a place just so I could say the name like that. Because New Jersey has some cool places I like to say too, like Ho-Hocus and Hackensack. Did you guys know, there's a little known fact, that there's a town in New Jersey called West New York. And then East New York is in New York City, in Brooklyn. So, I wonder who came up with that. Well, maybe it makes sense. I don't know. But anyway, I used to work, actually, in a hospital in East New York, Brooklyn. It's a terrible. It's probably the highest crime rate in the city, or it was at that time. And it was terrible working in the hospital. I used to work in the computer room, and I'd have to go to the computer room, and I'd have to go through the emergency room to get to the computer room. And on the weekends especially, it was good for at least one shooting and one stabbing every night, but on the weekends, forget about it. So and I worked the midnight shift too, so you can imagine this. And I'd have to go through the emergency room, and there's always guys in stretchers and people laying all over the place. And I remember this one time, this guy was on a stretcher bleeding with a knife still stuck in his chest, and he's clutching at me as I'm walking by, sir, help me, sir, help me. And, I was like, yeah, all right. So, I took out the knife and I stitched him up right there, because I learned that from my Time Life home surgery book. So, I'm good like that. So, anyway, I don't know what this has to do with, what are we talking about again? Oh, Monterey Pop. Yes. All right. So, let me lower that. It's getting a little crazy over there. So, it was the first big rock festival of all time. It started off the whole Summer of Love and all the hippie stuff in 1967. And the thing that I love best about Monterey was that the stars and the audience all mingled together. It's like when you watch the video or the movie, you could see Brian Jones from the Rolling Stones just sitting in the crowd. Mama Cass, Jimi Hendrix all hanging out together, and it looked like it was so much fun. And this was, the introduction to the United States audiences for a lot of these people. It was Ravi Shankar was there, Jimi Hendrix first time there, Janis Joplin, Otis Redding first pushed out to the mainstream audiences, Ravi Shankar, all these people. The Who were there. And, just let me see if I can list. Everybody was there. Laura Nero was there. Simon and Garfunkel, Birds, Buffalo Springfield, Mamas and the Papas. And it's just great performance after great performance. But the performance of the show, for me, of course, was Jimi Hendrix. And that's when, because the Who and Jimi Hendrix were battling it out. They didn't want to follow each other because they knew that they, were going to destroy instruments and go crazy and do all this stuff. So the Who won, and they went first, and they did an all right set, and they smashed up their instruments and all that stuff. And then Hendrix came on, and he outdid them, and, he was just phenomenal. And he set his guitar on fire, playing with his teeth, playing behind his back. And it was just one of the greatest performances of all time. And, it was just an awesome time, awesome show, and an awesome album. This album actually just, like I said, features Hendrix and Otis Redding. Otis Redding did a great performance, too. And, 6 months later, he was dead from a plane crash. So, there you go. What else I have to talk about? So, that's pretty much it. We're up to... We got our 5 minutes. Make sure you listen to my new radio show, 474 The Mix, and get it on your phone. It's going to be a great show. Oh, we got to smell the album. For those of you playing at home, now's the time where you go get your albums, and we're going to smell it together. This is a really good one, I got to say. I hope I don't get like some black lung or like cardboard lung or something from smelling all these albums all this time. But anyway, that was it. Very fast show. And next week's going to be the season finale. It's going to be a big one. All right, guys. See you next week.